Welcome back to the channel. Today I have been thinking about my gold stacking going forwards, and looking at the way that gold prices are going and have been going, it looks like I'm going to have to start collecting fractional gold rather than these beautiful 1 ounce gold coins going forward. I mean, even with the recent pullback, gold is still much higher than it was 2 years ago. And I guess that's going to open me up to the whole world of painful premiums. Now you could say, rather than buying fractional gold, what you could do is save up over months, or depends on your salary obviously, but and how much disposable income you have. So for me it might be 4 to 6 months to save up for a 1 ounce gold coin. And yes, I'm going to save on the premium, but the problem with that is I'm not very good at saving. That's one of the whole reasons why I've decided to get into this whole thing of stacking gold. So I've made an agreement with myself that I'm going to add to this collection, especially during this year. But if I have to wait 4 to 6 months before scratching that kind of retail itch, there's a very good chance that I will potentially spend that money on another hobby, be it cameras, fountain pens, audiophile equipment, whatever it may be, on the way to saving up the money to add another 1 ounce coin. So I really think for me, I'm going to have to go fractional, probably 1/4 ounce coins. I'm in Singapore, so the 1/4 ounce coins have horrible premiums on them. Can't avoid it. They're not as bad as some places, but they are high. Going down to the 1/10 of an ounce, I could, but I don't really want to pay a 15 to 18% premium is what I've been seeing recently. That seems a bit excessive. And it's got me wondering about premiums. I get it, if you're a dealer or a retailer, you want to be able to sell something that's a much higher value. But I wonder if those premiums are going to start putting people off. This whole idea that it costs the same amount of money to strike a coin in 1 ounce as it does a 1/4 ounce is probably true, but that cost is absolutely minimal in the whole scheme of things. These mint coins that are worth 5p, 2p, 1p in some cases, those coins still look fine. So I think it's a bit of a marketing thing to say that the premiums are there because it costs the same to make a fractional coin as it does to make a 1 ounce coin. It's a bit nonsensical to me. Sure, it's going to make the price a little bit higher, but I think it's more to incentivize people to make a bigger purchase. Every time I go to the bullion shop here, there are lots and lots of people in the shops, but most of the youngsters that I see in those shops are actually buying silver bullion. They're not buying gold anymore, and I think a lot of that has to do not with the premiums, because the silver premiums are very high right now. I think it's because they want to be investing in something physical, but they have no other option than to buy silver coins, just because of the price of gold just makes it insane. I mean, I think I saw the other day a 1/20th ounce coin where the premium was like 47 or 53%, one of those two figures. That's just madness. And so if you're a youngster, I kind of get it. You can see a 1 ounce kookaburra, which is a beautiful coin, and it costs you like $100. Why wouldn't you buy that even with the 20% premium or whatever they're putting against it? That makes a lot more sense to somebody who's younger. For me, I don't want to go down the silver rabbit hole. It doesn't make sense for me to go down the silver route, because you just accumulate too much stuff. Sure, it's cheaper per ounce, but that means you have many ounces, and that then becomes a storage and weight problem. I like the fact that gold has a lot of value to it for something that's relatively small. So yeah, I have gone on one of my rambles. So yeah, I think this year I'm going to have to start collecting fractional gold, and particularly 1/4 ounce coins. I'm kind of okay with that. I like having a variety of coins. I see this as a way of hobbyifying, not necessarily just investing, but just to stop myself spending money on things that will just devalue and be worthless in a couple of years. So having a variety of coins is something that I'm quite keen to do. But yeah, the other thing that it got me thinking about as well, if you wanted to put away, say, $500 or $1,000 a month, so things like ETFs, including paper gold, are just so much easier, because you can put the same dollar value in every single month, and sure, you'll get less shares of whatever it is you're buying into, or maybe you get more if the price drops down for a bit, dollar cost averaging and all that jazz. You're going to find it a much easier way to make regular investments versus gold going forwards. I think the average salary in the UK is probably the equivalent to about $60,000 US. So if gold does go up to that $6,000 value, and everybody's predicting it will hit by the end of the year, if not early next year, that's a tenth of your salary before tax, just to make one purchase. So I think fractional gold will get much more popular, but I do hope that premiums start to come down to incentivize us people with less means. It's very easy to see people on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube with big stacks of 1 ounce coins, but that's not normal. And actually, if I was back in the UK, I think what I would turn to doing now is actually stacking sovereigns. Sovereigns are just proof that this whole thing with premiums for 1/4 ounce coins is nonsensical, because sovereigns have premiums that are as low as 1 ounce coins. The reason I'm not going to stack them, at least not here in Singapore, is they don't come under the 99.5% pure gold requirement to make them tax or duty free. So importing them would attract sales tax, which is not ideal, and then it kind of wipes out the whole benefit you have of the premium. Plus you have to pay postage to get them imported. So yeah, I'm going to stick with my ultra fine gold going forwards, but I do think I'm going to have to switch to stacking 1/4 ounces going forwards. Anyway, that's a little ramble for today. It would be good to get your thoughts on what you're doing going forwards if gold prices remain this elevated, which it looks like they will. How are you planning to stack in a $6,000 US an ounce world? I'm genuinely interested to find out. Anyway, if you've got this far in the video, I appreciate your time and thank you for watching. Until next time, goodbye.